Have you ever wondered why some men never say, "I love you," even when they truly mean it? Here's a truth that might surprise you. Men don't always say love in words. They show it in quiet moments, simple sentences, things that seem ordinary but carry deep emotion. And most women miss them. Because we're trained to look for grand gestures, for the "I can't live without you" speeches. But real love, the kind that's steady, loyal, and soul deep, it speaks in whispers, not fireworks. In this video, I'm going to share 7 phrases that men only say to the woman they truly love. They may sound casual, even forgettable, but behind each one is a heart that's fully invested. Stay with me until the end, because the last phrase, number 7, is the one most women overlook. And once you understand it, you'll never miss the moment a man is silently telling you, "You're everything to me." Love doesn't always look like the movies, especially when it comes to men. See, most men aren't raised to be emotionally expressive. They're not taught to put their feelings into words, especially the vulnerable ones. Instead, they learn to show love through action, through presence, through quiet consistency. That's why so many women end up confused, thinking, if he loves me, why doesn't he say it more? But here's the truth. Some of the most powerful expressions of love don't come from big, bold declarations. They come from the smallest phrases, often overlooked, easily missed. Because men don't always love out loud. They love silently, steadily, from the background. They love through subtle shifts, small comments, hidden windows into their hearts. And if you don't know what to listen for, you'll miss them completely. You'll miss the moment he chose to trust you, the moment he invited you into his future, the moment he handed you a piece of his inner world. These 7 phrases may not sound like much, but once you understand them, you'll start to hear love in places you never expected. It sounds simple, doesn't it? What do you think? You've probably heard it while riding in the car, making dinner, or sitting on the couch as he scrolls through his phone. It might even sound casual, like he's just making conversation. But don't be fooled, because when a man truly loves you, that question is a quiet act of surrender. Men are taught to lead, to be decisive, to figure things out on their own. They're conditioned to be the rock, the problem solver, the one with all the answers. So when a man turns to you and says, "What do you think?" he's doing something that doesn't come naturally. He's letting you in. He's inviting your voice into his decision-making process. And that's not small. It's sacred. Let me tell you about Mara. She was in her 50s, thoughtful, calm, with a partner she'd been with for years. One evening, while discussing his retirement plans, he looked at her and said, "What do you think I should do?" Later, Mara said, "That moment meant more to me than the day he proposed." Because in that one question, she felt it. She wasn't just a companion. She was his partner, his equal, his trusted voice. So the next time he asks for your thoughts, don't just hear the words, feel the meaning. He's not just seeking advice. He's saying, "Your mind matters to me. You matter to me." He walks in, drops his keys, rubs his eyes, and says it. "I had a rough day." It sounds so ordinary, like a throwaway line. But when a man says this, and he truly means it, it's far more than just a recap of his schedule. It's vulnerability. Men aren't taught to express pain. They're taught to push through it, to armor up, stay strong, and never let it show. So when he says those 5 words, he's letting you see the cracks beneath the surface. He's taking off the mask he wears for the world, and he's showing you the men underneath. And here's where many women get it wrong. They rush to fix it, to cheer him up, to fill the silence with solutions.
But what he really needs is space, not advice, not answers, just your presence. When a man says, "I had a rough day," he's not asking you to solve anything. He's saying, with you, I don't have to pretend. And that is a kind of love most people never experience. So sit with him. Let him be quiet. Let him exhale. Because when a man shares his stress with you, he's not just venting, he's offering his heart. It might sound like a simple compliment. "I like how you arranged this." Maybe you fluffed the pillows on his couch. Maybe you moved a lamp, added a candle, or just straightened the coffee table books. Tiny things. But when a man notices and likes it, something much deeper is happening. You see, a man's space isn't just a place. It's a reflection of his identity, his routine, his control, his comfort zone. For years, he's crafted it to function for him, and only him. So when he lets you shift it, even in small ways, he's allowing you into something sacred. It's not about decor. It's about trust. He's saying, you belong here. Not just in the room, but in his world. Let me tell you about James. He lived alone for a long time, everything in its place. Then came Simone. One day she reorganized his kitchen. Nothing major, just a better flow. He paused, looked around, and softly said, "I like how you set this up." Later he told her, "That's when I realized someone could be in my space and I'd still feel like myself." That's what this phrase really means. He's not just accepting your touch, he's embracing your presence in his life without fear of losing who he is. It sounds like a casual question. "What are you doing tomorrow?" But when a man asks this, especially one who truly loves you, it's not just about making plans, it's about making space. Because men don't casually offer their future. They live with purpose, momentum, and direction. So when he starts including you in his tomorrow, he's quietly telling you that he sees you in his journey ahead. He's not just filling his schedule, he's weaving you into it. That one simple question becomes a soft promise. I want you to be where I'm going. Let me tell you about Tara. Her boyfriend used to ask almost daily, "What are you doing tomorrow?" At first, she thought he was being controlling, checking in too much. Until one day, she asked him why. And he said, "I just like knowing where you are. It makes me feel close to you." That's when she realized it wasn't about control. It was about connection. Because for a man, asking about your tomorrow isn't just curiosity. It's commitment, gently spoken. So the next time he asks that question, pause and listen with your heart. You might just hear the sound of a future being built with you in it.
There's a phrase most men avoid their entire lives. "I don't know what to do." To say those words out loud feels like failure, because men are taught to always have a plan, to lead, to decide, to fix. So when a man, especially a strong, proud man, admits uncertainty, he's not showing weakness, he's showing trust. It means you're someone he feels safe enough to be unsure around. He's taking off the armor and letting you see the part of him that questions, doubts, fears. And that's not just love, that's real, raw, intimate connection. Most men would rather say nothing than risk sounding lost. So if he looks at you and says, "I don't know what to do," pause, because that moment is sacred. He's not looking for you to fix it. He's not asking you to lead. He just wants you to stand beside him in the not knowing, to hold space, to remind him that he doesn't have to figure it all out alone anymore. That's what love looks like for him. Not having all the answers, but knowing he's not alone in the questions. He says it as you're heading out the door, grabbing your keys, maybe already halfway down the steps. Be careful. And you might think it's just habit. Or worse, you might mistake it for control. But stop and listen closely, because those two words carry more love than most people ever realize. Men don't always say, "I miss you," or "I worry about you," directly. They say it in the way they look at your shoes to make sure they're sturdy. They say it in the way they check your tire pressure when it gets cold. And they say it in 3 syllables that sound simple, but speak volumes. Be careful. It's his way of saying, "I'm not there to protect you, and that scares me." It's love wrapped in concern. Not control, not command, just quiet care. Let me tell you about Linda. Her husband would always say, "Drive safe," every time she left the house. She used to roll her eyes, until one day she didn't hear it. He had a rough morning and forgot. And strangely, she missed it more than she expected. That tiny ritual had always made her feel seen and loved, because when a man says, "Be careful," he's really saying, "I love you enough to worry. You matter enough to my world that your safety lives in my heart."
It might sound like confidence. "I got this." But when a man says it to you, not in arrogance, but with calm certainty, it's so much more than just taking charge. It's his way of telling you, "You don't have to carry this alone. I've got you." See, for a man in love, protection isn't always about grand gestures. It's about shouldering burdens without being asked. It's about doing the hard things, quietly, because he doesn't want you to worry. When he says, "I got this," he's stepping into a deeper role, not just your partner, but your shield, your backup, your canker. He's not trying to impress you. He's trying to relieve you. And that is a language of love so many women miss, because it's not poetic, it's practical, and yet it's deeply emotional. Think about this. He pays the bill before you reach for your wallet. He lifts the heavy groceries from your arms. He handles the chaos when life gets messy. And with every act, he's saying, "You're not alone anymore. Let me be your steady." So when he says, "I got this," don't argue. Don't insist. Just smile. Because behind those 3 words is a heart that's choosing to carry love, not just feel it. So now you've heard them. 7 simple phrases that don't sound like love songs, but hold the deepest kind of love a man can give. They're not loud. They don't sparkle like diamonds or shout from the rooftops. But they are steady. They are real. And they are powerful. Because when a man truly loves you, he doesn't just say it. He shows it. In quiet, everyday moments. In questions, in concern, in protection, in trust. Love for him isn't just about how he feels. It's about how he shows up, how he lets you in, how he chooses you without ever needing to say the words out loud. So the next time he says, "What do you think?" Or, "I had a rough day." Or, "Be careful," don't brush it off. Don't miss the whisper inside the words. Because sometimes love isn't a grand speech. It's a simple sentence that only the heart can hear. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you heard any of these phrases from someone in your life? Did one of them hit you a little deeper? Share your story in the comments. I read every single one. Because your experience matters. And maybe, just maybe, it will help someone else hear love in their own life too.